Good afternoon then. This open meeting of the Shrewsbury Housing Authority is being conducted remotely consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th, 2020, due to the state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends requirement of open meeting law meetings to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of the public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted with the agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely as long as reasonable public access is afforded so the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting, the Shrewsbury Housing Authority is convening. Let's see. How are we convening, Kelly?
By go to meeting.
Go to meeting.
Go to meeting. Okay, and members of the public who wish to listen or watch this meeting may go to by visiting https://global.join/689586733. And for those who want to participate, if there's any public that needs to communicate, we don't have a public comment portion, you never know. The toll-free number is 1-866-899-4679 with an access code of 689-586-733. And all of this has been posted appropriately, right, Kelly?
Yes.
And I believe that's what we need to do in order to get started with that. Welcome, everybody. I guess let's start the meeting.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to accept the May 11th minutes as printed.
Very good. Does anybody, before we have a second on that, does anybody have a feeling as to whether these minutes should be separated?
How do you mean, Mr. Chair?
One was the annual meeting and one was a regular meeting.
Oh, you're right. I think they probably should be for protocol purposes. If you'd like, I'll furlough that previous motion and make another.
Please make another.
Sorry about that. I'd like to make a motion we accept the May 11th annual meetings of the Shrewsbury Housing Authority.
We have a motion and a second for the annual meeting. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you. For the purposes of this, is there any other discussion? There being none, do a roll call vote. Mr. Campanello?
Aye.
McSweeney?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Anderson?
Aye.
Richard Ricker says aye. Okay, so then we have a motion for the regular meeting on May 11th.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the monthly meeting minutes of May 11th of the Shrewsbury Housing Authority.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion, any changes, comments, discussion?
Question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Don't we need to revise them to reflect that there are two separate minutes, or is just making this motion acceptable?
I think that if we make the motion the way we have, that that signifies to Kelly that they do need to be revised and separated. So include that in your motion, Paul. That's fine. Otherwise, I think it's pretty much pro forma anyway.
So moved, yeah.
Okay. Kathy, second?
Second.
All right. Any further discussion? With that in mind, we'll do a roll call vote. Paul Campanello.
Aye.
Kathy McSweeney.
Aye.
Maria Smith.
Aye.
Robert Anderson.
Aye.
And Richard Ricker says aye. Okay. We'll move along to the treasurer's report. Does the treasurer want to say anything?
No, sir, I do not. Other than the balances look very healthy.
Other than the balances look fine. Anybody have any questions, comments? Okay. Do we need a motion to accept that, Kelly?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay, go to the revolving accounts.
I have one question, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
I'm sure all of us have it. 2339, it jumped off the page at me. I did do my diligence and went down into his report, Gary's report, and saw that it was a new tractor. It was $11,000. I would just love one sentence on what it was for, where we got it, where it's parked, what we're using it for. Is it a lawnmower? I mean, that's a massive piece of capital equipment that I'm thrilled that we got, but I'd love a one sentence update on it, Kelly.
it is a new lawnmower, and Kelly, you can explain it.
If you remember in the budget, Gary's wish list was to get a new tractor, lawnmower, and he has purchased. We will use it at all 3 sites.
So it's a ride-on mower, essentially. It's
Yes.
called a tractor, but it's a lawnmower. Where will it park and live? At the garage at Francis?
Yes,
And then it'll get shuttled or trailered to the other properties as needed?
yes.
Gary, a happy little camper?
Very-
That's a very manly thing to buy a big $10,000 tractor, so I'm very happy for Gary. That's my only question, Mr. Chair.
And we did plan on this, right, Kelly?
We did. It was budgeted.
It was budgeted, but it was operational budget. It wasn't fish or any of that, right? It was operational budget.
There was a line item for maintenance for this tractor.
Right, in the operational budget, though.
Yes.
Not capital expenditure of fish, right? Okay,
No.
that's great. My only question. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
That's correct. Okay. All right. Anybody else have any other questions on this list? If there are none, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion that we approve the 48 checks out of the check roll in the amount of $78,605.41.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Any further discussion? There being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Campanella,
Aye.
Kathy McSweeney,
Aye.
Maria Smith,
Aye.
Robert Anderson. The birthday.
Aye.
The birthday.
Aye.
Okay. and Richard Ricker says aye. Okay, thank you. Now, we're at the portability out check register.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we pay the portability check register for the 3 checks totaling $3,142.92.
And
Second.
we have a second. So there being no further discussion, we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Campanello,
Aye.
Ms. McSweeney,
Aye.
Ms. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Anderson,
Aye.
and Richard Ricker says aye. Okay. And now we'll go to the landlord. and
Section 8. Yeah, keep it going. The Section 8 landlord and tenant, 137 checks totaling $139,032 even.
And do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. And if there's no further discussion, we'll do a roll call vote. Paul Campanella,
Aye.
Kathy McSweeney,
Aye.
Maria Smith,
Aye.
Robert Anderson,
Aye.
and Richard Ricker says aye as well. Okay. Now we have the payroll.
Make a motion, we approve the payroll in the amount as printed.
Second.
All right. There being no further discussion, we'll do this by roll call vote. Paul Campanella,
Aye.
Kathy McSweeney,
Aye.
Maria Smith,
Aye.
Robert Anderson,
Aye.
Richard Ricker says aye. Thank you very much. We zipped through all of that pretty well. Ken, anything that you want to bring to our attention on the correspondence?
On Narrow News, Jen Polita, who's been working for Mass Narrow for 15 years, is leaving to become the new ED of Concord. I would like to wish her well. Also, the training fees for LHAs for board members have been waived. There's a few trainings in June, July, September, and October that are coming up, if anybody would like to attend. And on page 5, discussions for the end of the emergency order. Basically, the state employees have been told that if vaccinated, they do not have to wear masks. If not vaccinated, masks is suggested. It's the honor system, just like everywhere else. And there is a new program under SHARA that is coming out to help federal and state properties, residents who live on those properties, if they owe rent, to get caught up in the back rent. Other than that, in correspondence, that's all I have.
All right. Anybody else have any comments about the correspondence?
My only comment is I can't, I don't know what I'm going to do without multiple emails each week from Jen Polito.
That struck a chord with me, Ms. McSweeney. I was like, oh my God, that's the person I get all the emails from about the training. It was it was like bittersweet. So.
Yeah.
Well, she did a good job.
She did. I'm sure Donna Brown will find someone just as well and get those emails back out.
I'm sure.
Mr. Ricker, I was going to bring it up under new business, but I guess I'll spin off of it now with the correspondence. You know, Kelly just referenced the return to work and the masks and the vaccinations. I know just from poking around town and keeping fresh, the governor's ban is, and maybe this is new business, you can tell me to furlough this for 10 minutes. The governor's ban ends as of June 15th, which means theoretically by our July meeting, we would be back together. I don't know if you want to table that or talk about it or know that I wanted to bring it up because I'm sure it's on everyone's mind. And the official emergency, at least as far as government employees and all that, ends on the 15th. I know town hall people are back to work. I know the board of selectmen are going to meet starting in June again. So I thought I'd bring that up.
I think you're right. It's probably new business, but we might as well talk about it now. I think we had agreed at a previous meeting that we would continue to stay shut down basically at the office and with regard to the community rooms until up to June 30th, right? And knowing that this emergency order is due to expire on the 15th, I will also note that the governor has filed legislation to allow an extension to September for those boards that and for those towns that wish to continue as they have been operating. And in certain instances, I think it would dictate that things continue that way. So I think it remains to be seen as to whether or not there's going to be a change or an extension to the order. That being said, if there is no extension, Paul, I think that we're back to meetings in July.
So I have no horse in the race. I'm happy to do it. If it is extended, this body traditionally forgoes an August meeting. That's just at least in the last 4 or 5 years been our MO. We certainly can have one if warranted, but we typically have not, which means, you know, the extension till September really would only impact the July meeting. So I'm more than happy to schedule a July meeting and have it be live, or maybe we take it upon ourselves to not meet in July, promote that, you know, meet virtually, then start in September. I have no horse in the race. They're all positive options. It's just usually we often talk about the next meeting during this one, and with the current change in status, I thought it made sense. So that's my 2 cents, or lack of.
how do the other members feel? Kathy?
I guess my question is for Kelly, what is the status of the community room? If that's going to remain closed, then we can't meet in it.
Well, that's only closed till June 30th, Kathy.
Is that definite, Kelly?
Yes. I'm hoping, and it's not 100%, but the community room could be opened as soon as the 15th. But as a board, you guys allowed me to go an extra 2 more weeks just to get everything ready. But for July meeting, it's all up to you. It would be right.
Well, let's plan on it unless we get extended. I think.
Maria?
Doesn't matter to me either way. Whatever everyone wants to do, I'm fine with.
Robert?
I was gonna bring up the same thing that Paul brought up about having the meeting for next month. I'm all in favor of it. Having it done where we're all together.
And it will make checks a little easier.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I'm fine with it. The only issue is we traditionally met at 5 or 5:30, and we've been meeting at 4. If we were to meet in the board at the tower, I'd like that pushed back till 5 or 5:30. 5 is fine, but that's a selfish request. But I'm
That's
flexible.
not a problem.
Yeah, I think depending on other people's work schedule, I think 5:30 is probably more appropriate, Paul, but
Well, I'm flexible. I need at least the extra hour, but I can make it work. So
Yeah, five would be fine by me. The beauty of being self-employed, you can plan your own schedule.
yep, I can pretty much do the same thing.
plus both of you work in Shrewsbury, but I can certainly make it home or make sure my schedule is home by 5. That's fine. So
Okay, so let's leave it this way. Assuming that there is no extension of the order, we'll plan to meet in July, okay? If there is an extension of the order, what do we want to do?
Then we'll
I would
meet at
put-
4 o'clock that same day via go to meeting.
Yeah.
that works for me.
I think that's probably the right way to go.
Okay. So let's plan on both, the plan A and a plan B. The plan A is live at 5 in the tower. The plan B, and we'll all just keep our ears open and Kelly can shoot us an email. If it's extended, it'll be 4 virtually it's all the same day. It's the Tuesday after 4th of July, right, Kelly? It would be the 13th, Tuesday, that's July 13th. So all that's fine. And then, like I said, we'll address August and July and take it from there.
Okay. All right, so Kelly, you'll keep us posted.
I will keep you posted.
Okay.
Thank you. As I said, that was probably out of order, but it merited a discussion.
Oh, that's good, Paul. I'm glad you brought it up and we could fit it in, I'm sure. But let's go to the vacancy reports, okay? Ellie?
Francis Gardens, there's a vacant apartment. It's been offered, and you all would be happy it's a Shrewsbury resident.
Wonderful.
Yay.
Woo-hoo! It's sad that this excites us when 5 or 7 or 10 years ago, this was the whole purpose of this. So that's probably indelicate to say on a recorded meeting, but I will stand by the comment if asked to defend it publicly.
At the
Julie-
tower, I'm sorry.
On the towers?
At the towers, there is also a move out, and maintenance is in the apartment making it ready.
Move out was 5/31. Will it be ready in a month?
It'll be ready by next week.
Okay.
Was it a tough apartment or just your typical normal kind of?
Normal
Okay.
wear and tear.
Yep, understood.
All right. Family units, no vacancies. Elizabeth Gardens, no vacancies, right?
Correct.
Section 8, good job, as usual, fully leased.
Fully leased.
fully used. Okay, and then we move on to the report from Shirley Swampus.
Shirley has seen 29 residents this month. She is back at each site.
So she's back in normal work.
Yes.
Is that what you attribute to the increase? I think we were at 19 last month, just that she's more accessible to the residents?
Yes. And there's more needs.
In any particular area?
There was a couple of home visits and a couple of Mass Health Medicare that was up.
Okay.
Okay, nothing specific that
No.
we should be concerned with, just general business, right?
And
Yep.
she's helping refer a lot of people. This year I did the inspections all by myself. One, I wanted to see the residents one-on-one, and I want to see if they needed referrals. So I've been referring residents out to Shirley or to go meet with Shirley.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions on any of that? If not, we will take note of, in old business, the waiver grant from DHCD relative to Mr. Anderson's appointment. So it appears that we're all set there.
We are working for another year.
Anybody have any questions? Okay.
No.
You need to post this on the website and in the common areas.
It's already there.
Okay.
One comment. I guess it's not our problem, but Sandra Wright's no longer our town clerk, but that's correspondence is from them. So I guess it's okay that it's there.
Yeah, it made it to the town clerk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we just have to make sure our paperwork doesn't say that anymore.
Right. Next, Kelly.
Is the new business. It's the capital financial assistant amendment number 6. This is an amount of $429,529, and it's a revised changed
Increase it.
awarding us more money for fish projects. So it's the state.
So this is a increase in the capital fund award of $429,529. And if we want to accept this, which I'm presuming we will, we need to vote to do so.
Correct.
So, does anybody have any discussion or any questions, comments, or otherwise want to discuss this? This is the capital fund award structure. This is an increase in the previously granted amount. If there aren't any questions, comments, or discussion, then I would suggest that someone needs to make a motion that we approve the standard contract form for this increase.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so any other discussion? And, we'll do this by roll call vote. Paul Campanella,
Aye.
Kathy McSweeney,
Aye.
Maria Smith,
Aye.
and Robert Anderson,
Aye.
and Richard Bricker says aye. Okay, so that's good. That is that's a real nice increase, frankly. So
There.
Great.
I think that's wonderful. Kelly, do we have other new business?
We do.
Oh, go ahead, Kelly. After her, I have one as well. Go ahead.
Okay, I meant to ask when we were in old business. Did anybody have any other old business? Okay, so back to new business. Kelly.
Under new business, this is a fish project that the bids came in at 2 p.m. on Friday. As you see, the agenda was posted at 1:44. So this was for a fish project, as RCAT does our bidding and everything. Faldy reached out to ask if the board would award the lowest low bid for the construction of the replacement of the patios and drainage for Lake Street homes. The construction estimate was $27,000. The low bid came in at $21,998. And the low bid was Woodall Construction Company, and they're out of Norfolk, Mass.
All right.
I'm sorry.
When you talked with our representative at DHCD, we didn't need to post this, right?
Just as long as it's an open meeting, it's being recorded, and it came in right after I posted the meeting, where the notice to proceed in the construction contract they want to get it done before the end of June, as this could lead to an emergency at Lake Street.
All right, so this is to correct the drainage problems to the rear of the houses, right?
And a replacement of patios also. The patios are sinking in.
Okay. All right, well, construction estimate was 27,000. The low bid was 21,998. Anybody have any questions, comments, discussion?
I do, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Kelly, a couple of, just in general, paint a picture for me. Was this around back or in front? And if it was in front, was it in any way related to all of the construction that was done to take the mound out of that street in regards to Beal? Because if memory serves, one of the deals we made with the town was we were going to give them an easement or right of way to widen the sidewalk at the same time of all. Is it any way related to all of that? And is it in the front or the back? And what caused it? Kind of ABC question.
It's in the back. All the patios are in the back. It's the drainage. It's the land structure up there that it's just everything's sinking in. And I want to say and I know it doesn't. It has nothing to do with the widening of the street.
The obvious conclusion about the drainage is, as I was just talking about, not only did they widen the street, but they shaved the top off of that hill. That was a very steep hill, and those houses weren't at the base of the hill, but they were on the bottom third of it. So I'm sure it's just quite simply water flows downhill, and those houses were at the bottom of that big hill. So that makes perfect sense to me. So that's it, Mr. Chair.
I think they've had a drainage problem from day one over there.
Yeah, that would make sense. Based on the landscape and the topography, that would make sense.
Right.
All right,
So,
that's it. That's my only question. Thank you.
This process went through an architect as well, right, Kelly?
It did.
So obviously,
It went through everything it was supposed to go through. RCAT, Faldy, who's the vice president, takes it from step one all the way up till now. He's just asking because
and he's okay with us. He's
he
okay
is.
with it, although it's not on the agenda. Okay.
Yes.
All right, I'm fine with that. I think that it could almost qualify as an emergency. So nobody else has any questions or comments about this, then I'd accept a motion.
So moved. I'm not sure what the motion would be, so I will say so moved, or move forward to proceed with the low bid would be my motion.
Motion would be to award the low bidder the contract for drainage and patio work at Lake Street.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, Paul Campanello,
Aye.
Kathy McSweeney,
Aye.
Maria Smith,
Hi.
Robert Anderson.
Aye.
and Richard Ricker says aye. So that's done, Kelly.
Thank you.
Paul, you had something else?
I did. It was just very topical. It's really for Kelly, and I saw maybe other people did as well. And this is purely informational based on the news. I saw on the news last night that a couple of our brethren local housing authorities in the state were coming, I don't want to say under fire, but we're under scrutiny because of the heat wave and the lack of air conditioning, which I understand everyone runs differently. But what caught my eye is the news, whether it was Channel 5 or 7, did a drill down, and they said there's a state regulation in play, and it prohibits them from turning on AC before June 15th and off before November 15th or October 15th. And I saw, and they were showing, it was an expose, I think it was Cambridge Housing Authority, how hot all these units were. So my question is, are we governed by those same parameters? Can our air conditioners get turned on? I never thought I'd be asking this, but as I said, it's just topical based on the news yesterday.
So I'm not sure which housing authorities you're talking about.
I think it was Cambridge.
They probably have mini splits, and we don't have mini splits in our Elderly or Francis Gardens or Elizabeth Street. Each resident, if they choose, let us know. They put in a work order. We put in the air conditioners. We've been putting in air conditioners for the past week and a half. Would you say, Bob?
Week and a half to 2 weeks, probably.
2 weeks. And if any one of the residents felt heat exhaustion or whatever, the community room, I would bring them down and let them sit in the community room by
So
themselves.
there's no rule governing their use of air conditioning.
No, because we don't supply the air conditioners. We only supply the heat.
Okay, so if they buy an air conditioner, they can turn it on or off at their own.
Absolutely.
So it must be something to do with state supplied AC or something. But I don't know if anyone else did. Any of my fellow commissioners see this story?
I did.
Yeah.
I did, but it doesn't pertain to us, so I ignored it.
No, I know. I knew it didn't pertain to us, but I wanted to see if there was a learning moment in there for me or something. So that is it, Mr. Chair. My one question.
Just to follow up, it probably has to do with the same type of rationale that they use in landlord tenancy as to when landlords have to have heat on in the fall, and when they're not required to. But I assume that this has to do with electricity usage.
I'm sure.
I think we're using electricity anyway, and I think that when we put in air conditioners for people that, it's just being consumed. So even if we are failing to meet that particular requirement, frankly, I'm okay with it until they tell us otherwise.
Kelly, can you stop sharing for a second? Or give me permission to share?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, it won't let me,
So stop sharing my screen.
yeah, stop sharing and let me share somehow. Okay.
Oh, now I see you all better.
Is that a good thing?
Yes, it
I have
is.
to say, I prefer this setup because I've got the screen going with the agenda and all the items.
Me
So
too, Kat. Over here, I have it over here. Kelly, can you make me presenter?
Oh, I think for future reference that we'll use this format. If
You
we
want
do,
the format.
if we do have
hopefully we
another,
don't need to.
For our one final remote meeting?
yes. You never know.
I'm
This
sorry,
is-
Paul. I don't know how to do that.
Maybe check the little wheel up above or something, the little gear shift or the people. Click on the people.
Oh,
The little
yep.
people.
People, and then your name.
And then click on the down arrow maybe or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm better on Zoom.
Make presenter.
Yep, make presenter.
There you go.
Can everyone
Yeah.
see my screen?
Yeah, back
Yes.
to the old screen.
So this is what I was talking about.
Oh.
But they cited it wasn't anything draconian. It was, yeah, right here. The capability is a state law saying the heat must stay on until the 15th. CHA's deputy executive. It was all very official. It wasn't like a expose or anything. Saying the state, according to state regulations, they couldn't do it, et cetera, et cetera. This was just local channel CBS Boston. I just Googled it while we were talking. So when I read that and when I saw that last night, I was like, well, that seems crazy. So I just thought I'd give you guys the context. It was Cambridge Housing Authority, and they said they were governed by a local issue. But
Could that be a Cambridge ordinance?
they said state law, Kath.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
Massachusetts Building Code, they cited.
Yeah. Right here. Legislator.
I don't know, but I think that's kind of fact specific to them, and I don't think that it applies to us anyway.
Yeah, Cambridge Housing Authority. Air conditioning, after that date, it switched over, executive director. So that was what was motivating my my question. I thought I would at least.
Yeah,
That's it.
it was citing the Massachusetts Building Code, which, all right.
So that was the basis for that. That's all.
All right, well, thank you for that information, Paul. Does anybody else have anything else before we take a motion to adjourn? All right, we're going to be meeting next on July 13th. Whether it's in person or remote, stay tuned. We will post it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody have anything else?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, Paul's made a motion, Kathy seconded. We'll do a roll call vote. Paul Campanello,
Aye.
Kathy McSweeney,
Aye.
Maria Smith,
Hi.
Robert Anderson, the birthday boy,
Aye,
and Richard Ricker, aye. Happy birthday, Bob.
thank
Happy
you,
birthday.
Happy
Birthday.
birthday.
thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everyone.